Hi people of the internet, Sony's here. Recently I saw an old YouTube video talking about a big event that happened in the Minecraft community several years ago, which is the CraftBukkit DMCA Takedown in 2014. I still remember the day I went to the bukkit.org website to download a new CraftBukkit and realized that the download link had disappeared. At first I thought that was a temporary issue, like the repository server was down or something, but then I realized that it wasn't just a temporary thing. Well, it's been many years since then, and it became a distant memory to me, but I want to talk about it because I think there are some misunderstandings surrounding the event, and also I believe some of its main issues are still lurking under the surface. To briefly explain what happened, it was a copyright strike against the #1 popular Minecraft server software at that time. Yes, the CraftBukkit. Before we talk about the CraftBukkit, I want to talk about the Bukkit API. The Bukkit API is an API that was collaboratively developed and used to be maintained by the bukkit.org community. It was the most essential part of the CraftBukkit, which allowed the CraftBukkit servers to run numerous kinds of third-party plugins such as Essentials, World Edit, Vault, Multiverse, and you name it, almost all Minecraft server plugins out there. Anyone who has some experience with running a Minecraft server will probably know what they are. If you take a look at the source code of a Minecraft server plugin such as this Essential X on GitHub here, you can see that it imports classes from the Bukkit API. While the Bukkit API was the bedrock of custom-featured Minecraft servers, the API itself was just a plugin, means it could not run a server by itself. The CraftBukkit, on the other hand, was made to be the server software by combining this Bukkit API and the vanilla Minecraft server software. Like the Bukkit API, the CraftBukkit was also part of the bukkit.org community project. However, the vanilla Minecraft server software that was included in the CraftBukkit was written by Mojang, not a part of the community project. And this is where the main issue began. As I mentioned, the Bukkit API was a community project, and it was licensed under the GNU General Public License version 3. The GNU General Public License, or the GNU GPL, is a widely used copyleft license to share free and open source projects. One particular thing that the GPL requires is that any software that statically or dynamically links to a GPL software must be distributed under the GPL as well. Importing classes from the Bukkit API is also a way of linking two programs. Therefore, the CraftBukkit, which includes the Bukkit API, also had to be licensed under the GPL version 3. However, there was a problem. The vanilla Minecraft server software that is included in the CraftBukkit was a proprietary software that is not compatible with the GPL program in terms of its legal conditions. So technically, the CraftBukkit could not be a GPL software. And since Mojang had no intention to change their software license, the only way to make the CraftBukkit legal was to get an exclusive permission from all contributors of the Bukkit API to distribute it without applying the GPL, which I personally think they should have done it from the beginning. Sadly, that was not the case, and retroactively getting consent from everyone after some point is very difficult. So for many years, although the CraftBukkit was technically licensed under the GPL version 3, it had been silently breaking the condition by secretly including a non-GPL software inside it. Despite its controversial legality, for many years the CraftBukkit stood as the top Minecraft server software that runs on the majority of the Minecraft servers. However, the monster that is hiding in the dark finally revealed itself: the Minecraft EULA update. EULA stands for an End-User License Agreement. It's a set of rules that a software copyright holder imposes on the users, and breaking these rules can lead to losing access to the software. Anyway, the new Minecraft EULA was including statements that became controversial in the bukkit.org community. It said that you must not distribute anything we've made. According to the statement, the CraftBukkit might have to discontinue because the project was including the vanilla Minecraft server software. The new EULA was announced in December 2013, and eventually several months later, in August 2014, EvilSep, who is one of the lead developers of the Bukkit API project, announced the discontinuation of the Bukkit API development. However, soon after his announcement, a famous Minecraft lead developer Jens Bergensten, also known as Jeb, tweeted that Mojang had already bought the project 2 years ago, and making decisions about the project is not on him. On the same day, EvilSep admitted that Mojang indeed owns the Bukkit API project, which was a condition of hiring 4 developers including himself. Because of this, many people still believe that Mojang owns the Bukkit API. However, I'm telling you, this is not true. No matter what they claim, Mojang does not own the Bukkit API. This is a part of the main reason why I decided to make this video, to correct this misunderstanding. The Bukkit API is a work of many voluntary contributors more than just those 4 developers. Those contributors had never agreed to hand over the copyright of their portion. Instead, what they did was simply agree to license their portion under the GPL version 3. So the truth about this is that Mojang only owns the portion of those 4 developers, not the entire project. More than that, the GPL does not allow retroactively revoking permission to use, so anyone is free to distribute the Bukkit API source code. Hence, Mojang does not hold a monopolistic power over the Bukkit users, and it is wrong to say Bukkit API is Mojang's. Eventually, while the community was in chaos, the tragic event had come. Wesley Wolf, aka Wolverness, had requested a DMCA, or Digital Millennium Copyright Act takedown, to stop the distribution of the CraftBukkit, claiming that the project was violating his copyright. Wesley Wolf was also a passionate contributor of the Bukkit API. The reason why he did this is unknown, but people believe it was a protest against Mojang's knavish trick to steal the hard work of the community under the table. And this is how the CraftBukkit died. The DMCA takedown led to the fall of the Bukkit.org community. It's still alive today, but it's not the same anymore. However, this was not the end of the Bukkit. The Spigot Bukkit, which is a fork of the CraftBukkit, had become an alternative. Not so long after the event, the Spigot team, after some legal counsel, came up with a smart idea to avoid the ongoing DMCA takedown. If my understandings are correct, instead of uploading a compiled binary, they made users to build from the source. Because program source files are pretty much just some text files and folders, it technically does not link the Minecraft server software yet. Only at its compile time it does become a violation against the GPL because now they are linked. This is why you cannot download a ready-to-use Spigot Bukkit jar file on their website. Instead, you have to use a software called the build tools to build this bucket by yourself from the source code. Just so you know, for your information, this website that distributes CraftBukkit and Spigot Bukkit jar file is actually illegal. There is another successor called the PaperMC Bukkit, which is a fork of the Spigot Bukkit. They're actually uploading their compiled binaries. I believe what they did was removing everything that was written by Wesley Wolf so that they can avoid the ongoing DMCA takedown, but that would still be a violation of the GPL like the CraftBukkit was. It only avoids the takedown request by Wesley Wolf. So someday, someone else might request another DMCA takedown and what happened to the CraftBukkit can happen again. I believe the PaperMC developers recognize this problem and they're trying to license their portion of the code under the MIT license, a more permissive license that you can use along with the proprietary software. But that does not solve the whole problem as the project still contains a large chunk of the CraftBukkit's code. When I asked the devs whether they're still using the vanilla Minecraft server software, they confirmed me that they still do. I don't have much knowledge about the PaperMC, so please correct me in the comment section if I am wrong. And this is why earlier in this video I said some of the main issues are still lurking under the surface. Unless the Bukkit community creates a new Minecraft server software that emulates Minecraft server client networking without using Mojang's program, the legal issue that the CraftBukkit had is still there and hurting the community. I can only hope what happened to the CraftBukkit does not happen again. And that is all I have to say. There were some minor details that I wanted to add but get rid of, because I wanted to make the video simple and clear. Anyways, Sony's out. Thank you for watching this video.